Good morning, students. In the previous lectures, we have seen that how electron was discovered, proton was discovered, and Rutherford gave the model, and he said that in the center a dense particle is there that is known as nucleus, and which consists of positive charge. The whole positive charge of the atom lies in the nucleus. Now, how the discovery of neutron took place? It was discovered by Chadwick. It was actually discovered while considering the mass of atomic particle. Because according to Rutherford, Thomson, they said the positive charge is equal to negative charge and atom as a whole is electrically neutral. But when the mass of atom is seen according to the mass of electron and proton, it was quite different. It was seen that the whole mass of an atom is due to nucleus, and so far as we know, nucleus is positively charged. Now, as we know, Rutherford and other scientists also told, and we have seen that atom is electrically neutral. Atom has electrically neutral means number of electrons are always equal to number of protons, means negative charge is equal to positive charge. Therefore, atom is electrically neutral, and this is known as atomic number. We have also atomic number and mass number, means mass of atom is different than atomic number. Now, we have not seen anywhere that mass number is equal to atomic number except in the case of hydrogen. Therefore, the scientist has observed, and when they observe the atomic mass of proton is taken as 1, and electrons are very light, and we never consider the mass of electron. So, according to Rutherford, the whole mass lies in the nucleus, and he told that all protons lies in the nucleus. Then scientists has discovered that there are some particles which lies in the nucleus which do not have any charge, but they have contribution in the mass. So this led to the discovery of neutron. So Chadwick said that in nucleus, along with the protons, there are some particles which has mass, but they do not have any charge. Therefore, that particles are known as neutron. So it means that that means it has only protons, but we also know mass of an atom is never equal to atomic number. So this shows that nucleus consists of protons and neutrons, and electron revolves around the nucleus. Next comes to Bohr's theory. At present, the structure of atom which we are dealing and considering, that was finally given by Niels Bohr. We have studied about the structure given by Thomson, then Rutherford. Rutherford covered the drawbacks of Thomson, and drawback of Rutherford's model was covered by Niels Bohr. The present structure of the atom which we are taking is given by Niels Bohr. According to Bohr, he said, as Rutherford also said, atom is electrically neutral, means number of proton is equal to number of electron, which we called is as atomic number. And then second he said, in center of an atom, as Rutherford said, nucleus is present. In nucleus, proton and neutrons are present. That this is the spherical shape of the atom. This is nucleus. In nucleus, proton and neutrons are present, and proton has positive charge and neutrons are neutral. Proton positive and neutron have no charge. He said, outside the nucleus, there are shells or energy levels, and they are named as K, L, M, N are present. Let us see atom, inside it nucleus. Nucleus consists of proton and neutron, proton positive and neutron no charge. Then these are the shells. First shell is K, then next is L, M, so on. In these shells, electrons revolve. They are negatively charged. As they revolve in the fixed orbit, then they do not discrete energy and do not fall in the nucleus. This he told that they revolve in the definite orbit, and that orbits are known as shells or energy levels. And then he gave the rule that all the electrons do not revolve in the first shell or the second shell or third shell. He gave the rule for the distribution of electrons in this energy shells. He covered the drawback of Rutherford like this, that these energy levels have fixed energy. Electron, when revolving in this energy shell, cannot lose energy or cannot gain energy unless it is provided by outside. Otherwise, it has fixed energy and it will keep on revolving in the same orbit and do not fall into the nucleus. As our planets are revolving in the fixed orbit and they do not fall or they do not strike to the other planet or they do not fall in the center of anywhere sun or etc. Each shell has fixed amount of energy. Electrons never lose or gain energy when they are in their own shell. Means they do not shift their shell. Means if few electrons are in K shell and few electrons are in L shell, they cannot exchange their shells. K shell वाले इलेक्ट्रॉन K में रहेंगे, L वाले L में रहेंगे, M वाले M में रहेंगे. They cannot change by their own unless we provide some extra energy to them. So they had fixed orbit and they revolve around that. Now understand how the distribution of electrons is there. Distribution of electron means number of electrons in each shell is determined by Bohr's rule, that is 2n square. What is n? N is the number of shell. Let us see. This is the nucleus, and outside the nucleus there are energy levels or shells, or we can call it as orbit, named as first is K, second is L, and third is M. So he gave this rule that electrons will be filled by this rule 2n square. N is number of shell. For example, K. K is the first shell, so N is 1. 2n square means 2 multiplied by 1 square, that in K shell the 2 electrons will be filled. L, N is 2, so 2 into 2 square, that is equal to 8 electrons. So L shell can accommodate how many electrons? Maximum 8 electrons. Like this way he arranged the electrons how they revolve around the nucleus. And when they revolve around in the nucleus in the orbits, so they do not discrete or they do not lose energy, so they keep on revolving in their orbit. So this overcome the drawback of Rutherford. Basically the Rutherford model was the base, and then Niels Bohr has overcome all the drawbacks of Rutherford, and finally the structure which we are dealing nowadays is given by Niels Bohr's, that is how electron, proton and neutrons are arranged in the atom. Bohr model of an atom. This is the model of an atom. This is nucleus. Nucleus consists of proton and neutron. These are the first shell, K shell, 2 electrons, L shell, 8 electrons, and third shell, M shell, has 18 electrons. On the basis of that, there are some definitions which we have to learn. That atomic number, which we represent like Z, it is defined as number of protons in an atom, in any neutral atom, or you can say number of electron in an atom, because number of proton is always equal to number of electrons. We have a list of 21 to 20 atomic numbers, the elements which are having. आपकी बुक में टेबल बनी हुई है बच्चे, आप 1 to 20 लर्न कर लीजिए, बाकी और तो होते ही हैं, बट इन योर्स level, at your level 1 to 20, if you learn the atomic number, mass number and symbol, that is sufficient. फर्स्ट है जिसका एटॉमिक नंबर 1 होता है एलिमेंट, दैट इज़ हाइड्रोजन. सेकेंड एटॉमिक नंबर, that is helium. Third is lithium. Fourth is beryllium. And you also know that elements are represented by the capital letters. If the element has 2 letters, then first letter will be the capital and second will be the small. So this is table given in your book along with the atomic number, mass number also. Mass number I am going to discuss. Mass number, atomic number is represented as Z, और एटॉमिक नंबर क्या होता है, हमारा नंबर ऑफ प्रोटॉन्स और नंबर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स इन एन एटम, बिकॉज प्रोटॉन्स एंड इलेक्ट्रॉन्स आर equal in an atom. Mass number, basically it is defined as sum of protons and neutrons present in the nucleus of an atom. Atom है, न्यूक्लियस है, तो न्यूक्लियस में कितने प्रोटॉन्स और न्यूट्रॉन, इन दोनों को ऐड करके जो नंबर आता है वो क्या होता है, हमारा मास नंबर. इट इज़ रिप्रेजेंटेड बाय ए. और जो प्रोटॉन्स और न्यूट्रॉन्स होते हैं, इसको हम एक और टर्म से भी बोलते हैं, डिफाइंड एज नंबर ऑफ न्यूक्लियॉन्स. हम इसको क्या बोलते हैं, दोनों के कॉम्बिनेशन को क्या बोलते हैं, न्यूक्लियॉन्स. सो मास नंबर इज सम ऑफ प्रोटॉन्स और न्यूट्रॉन्स present in an atom, or you can say number of nucleons in a atom. Representation of an element, हम किसी एलिमेंट को किस तरह से लिखते हैं, उसका एटॉमिक नंबर, मास नंबर. सपोज दिस इज़ एन एलिमेंट एक्स, कोई भी एलिमेंट है, उसका हमने सिंबल लिखा, उसके ऊपर टॉप पे लिखा होता है मास नंबर, मीन्स नंबर ऑफ प्रोटॉन्स प्लस नंबर ऑफ न्यूट्रॉन्स, और जो नीचे फिगर होती है उसको हम लिखते हैं एटॉमिक नंबर जेड. जेड हमारा नीचे लिखा जाता है और ऊपर जो लिखा जाता है वो क्या होता है, हमारा मास नंबर. सो दिस इज़ द रिप्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ एन एलिमेंट. एटॉमिक नंबर इज सबस्क्रिप्ट एंड मास नंबर इज सुपरस्क्रिप्ट, मीन्स atomic number at bottom and mass number at the top. For example, sodium, if it is written like this, sodium 1123, means it has atomic number 11 and mass number 23. Argon, it has atomic number 18 and mass number 40. So if which also represent number of electrons in an argon 18, number of protons in an argon are also 18. And if we have to calculate the number of neutrons, are you able to find out? Yes. Because we know mass number is what? That is number of proton plus number of neutron. We know the number of proton, that is 18. So number of neutrons will be 40 minus 18, that is 22. Like this way you can calculate. So in your book there is a table. Learn that table. That is must. That's all.